Hello, YouTubers. This is Ninth Prince coming at you with a little domination play on Seatown. And the thing that's going to set this play aside from what we've seen before is that essentially the guys that I'm playing with, we're playing all here as a coordinated team. And part of that is for the first time ever, Thanatos, Big Buff, and I are all playing on our own machines. So none of us are split screening, but we're playing together. And then we picked up a few other guys from our friends list. And essentially what we were doing, we were setting up C spawn traps on just about every single map. And of course I was playing with guys that were, these guys are pretty good. So I got relegated to more of a support role, I guess you might say. And my role in this particular game was to protect A and B while these guys were waiting for the opposing team to come out of the C spawn trap and just mow them down. Now, as it turns out, I'm going to end up with a fairly high number of kills in the game. And again, that's just playing a support role, essentially. Now, I'm just guarding the B flag here. And I'll tell you, it was eye-opening to me how much easier this game is when you play with a team of people that are communicating with one another and that are sort of working as a team. And it was really sort of shocking in some sense. And like I said, pretty much every time we just set up a C spawn trap and went from there. I'm gonna mow that guy down a second time. Yeah, so again, I'm in a support role. What I'm going to do after, I think I'm going to get sort of killed here. Now this guy, I thought I killed him. I had at least a few shots in on him, so I'm not sure what happened there. But we're trying to work the C spawn trap, so I'm going to go over here and try to recapture A. I'll throw a little smoke on it, and that's a standard sort of strategy that we were using, was to smoke up the flag and then go capture it. And after I capture this flag, basically I'm just going to sort of hang back and guard this flag. And again, all the other guys on this team, not all the other, I think there was one person who was at this point kind of watching B. And yeah, I'm going to go clean this guy up. I'm not sure why he didn't know I was coming. So there's me watching A, and there's maybe one other person watching B. And then the other guys were all just waiting at the C flag or around the C flag for the guys to come out of that spawn trap. In some sense, the biggest difficulty we had when we were doing this, and by the way, we had won 15 games in a row, and then we just basically stopped because we had to go do some other stuff. But I mean, it was crazy how easy it was in some sense to win. I think the closest anybody ever came to beating us was, I think there was one time when there was a couple other 10th prestiges and like a 6th prestige or something like that in the other lobby, and we only beat them 200 to 147. But other than that, we were just, mowing teams down. Yeah, I thought I was going to get a double here. I ended up with only just one. So again, I'm just kind of sitting in the back here, taking care of this flag. And the one thing I'm running a little bit different setup than I had before in terms of the strike package. I am still running assault, but I've added the Pavlo on the top end of my kill streak sequence. And I've never really run the Pavlo before, so I just kind of wanted to see what that was like. And I think I'm going to move right here because I'm basically thinking I've killed a couple guys from that spot. So if somebody comes back, they're going to try and, they'll know where I am. They'll kill me pretty quick. So my helicopter is still doing some pretty serious work for me here, sort of advancing the kill streak. But like I said, if you have the opportunity to play in a team, and guys who are communicating with one another on the microphones, it's really unbelievable. The biggest problem we had was that we had probably several kind of pretty serious running gunners, and sometimes they in some of the games that we would play, it didn't happen here. It came close to happening, but sometimes they would push they would push up in the spawn too much, and the spawns would flip, and so we would lose control of the situation temporarily when that happened. But there's the Pavlo. Now this Pavlo is going to do some serious work for me once it gets out there. Again, the biggest problem is that just sometimes these, you're playing with the young kids and you're trying to work this spawn trap, and sometimes they can just get a little over eager and they press too close to the spawn, and the spawns flip. But in this game, I think this was probably maybe the third or fourth game that we had played together. Nobody got over eager. Once or twice, somebody ran past the C flag, but got out again pretty quick. So there wasn't really any sort of issue with the spawns flipping. Yeah, so I can see here this Pablo that I called in is just doing some serious work for me, and I'm just kind of hanging out. I mean, the number of guys that I actually personally kill in this in this game, it can't be more than 5 or 6, I wouldn't think. And yet my final record, it's not going to show because there was a host migration, so this is actually going to end a little bit early. But I think it was 27-3. And again, I think I probably killed maybe 5 or 6 guys, and the rest of it was all kill streaks doing the work for me. So, a couple things as we kind of draw towards the end here. If you ever have the chance to play in a team, sort of a coordinated team, you should take that chance, because it's really fun, and it's really easy to win. And the other thing is this: if you get the chance, run that Pavlo. I didn't know how strong it was, but it's pretty boss. All right, this is Ninth Prince.